Go.
Hello! Hello guys, coming at you from Euphoric Source in Cambridge, Minnesota, talking to you about the process of spiritual awakening. There is a lot of information out there, a lot of happy stuff, because really when you get to the end of it or the middle of it, it is a fun place to be. And that's what we like to post out there, the inspiring stuff, the parts when we are in love with everyone and we want to share all of our information and how to meditate and how to do yoga and how to utilize any tool really to get you to that spiritual place. But what a lot of spiritual leaders don't talk about is what it really looks like to become spiritual. And it's very important to address this because a lot of people coming to their spirituality are coming to that place because they feel that God has turned against them or religion has turned against them. They don't feel like they're right in their mind. They feel maybe crazy or that the opinions of others is too much. There's too much going on in that mind, so that mind shuts down. The religious side shuts down. And so our body then starts to react. It starts to have physical ailments that are going to be impacted because of the emotions that we hold in. And so people turn to spirituality because it's safe. It is working with their selves. It is in a process that they can work with, and they see all over the place. Namaste, and this too shall pass, and life is great, and rainbows and unicorns and glitter, and like all of this beautiful stuff. And it is that for like 5 minutes of the day, but then the rest of the day, when you know the truth, when you're trying to channel, when you're getting out information, it's almost too much to bear, because when you start breaking down those veils, there's a show that my husband and I watched, and it was called How I Met Your Mother. And and in one of the scenes, you know, they're sitting down talking, and they have the scene where they tell people the truth, and the glass shatters and the window breaks. And that's almost what spirituality is. Like, you broke my glass, and now I have to see through and see the truth of things. And the truth is a burden. It is heavy. It is enlightening, but scary and lonely. A lot of spiritual growth is a lonely path because we're dealing with our own emotions, facing our own experiences. As Emily said,
You're looking at a mirror. You're looking at yourself.
Exactly.
Constantly.
Yes.
Like, even when you're giving somebody else advice after that, like, it's, you hear this voice like, yeah, but you need to do that. Not them. They came here so you'd say that. You need to do that.
Exactly right. So here's what spirituality really looks like. And I hope you guys can see this. No, I'm bringing it up to you though. All right. The spirituality at its finest looks a little bit like this. First, you start out with some meowing cats.
Everything starts
You start.
But he's mad.
They got bored and we're writing. We want to have fun too. You know, as much as we want to take things seriously, we also want to have fun. But here's you kind of peeking into reality here, gaining your spirituality and looking around the corner like, what's here? But it's a place that you start out when you're low. So we always start out spirituality very, very low. And from that, we start to grow a little bit of love. Now, this is love for ourselves. And this is love of, we're going to accept ourselves. We're going to make ourselves healthy. We're going to start working on ourselves. And so when we accept that love, we usually don't have a ton of it because we've been broken down by the rest of society or even ourselves. And so we get that love, and we get love, and all of a sudden it goes to truth and what the truth of reality and everything is. And once we see the truth, it's almost like we fall down because it literally wipes every base that you had out from under you, and you are so unstable that you have no other choice but to rely on what some call the universe, but I call it God. At that point, something catches you and truth comes out, and it's shown to you. Your heart grows like the Grinch, and the Grinch is just like, I love, and everything that I did prior to this was wrong, and I separated myself, and I put myself in this cave, and I told myself it was everybody else's fault. But the truth is they're all down there singing and wanting to accept everybody. And if I just went down there and joined in, then we could all be one happy family. And here we come, and love, 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 love. And we're going to try to give love to everyone, and we're going to offer that love, and we're going to offer them healing. Because now we're in a spot where, like, oh my gosh, not only do I love you, that love doubled, and now we're loving ourselves. Now we're in a place of healing. We want to inspire other people. We want to help them come out of their space. This is where we see the quotes. This is where we see meditation classes or yoga classes or free seminars that are going to be online, because we want to get the word out. And we feel so much love that we feel selfish for having that much love. So we want to share it with other people. So we go out and we try to help heal other people, and we help heal ourselves. And in doing so, we see that people start utilizing our energy. They start taking it down, because we on our healing path and our loving path know we should love everyone no matter what. So we start going to the people that nobody else will go to. And we'll talk to the addicts, and we'll talk to the homeless, and we talk to the prisoners, and we talk to what other people would say is the lowest of the low, knowing that they're really not bad people. They just need love. And so we'll go into that healing space, and then all of a sudden we realize that we can't change other people. We can't really help other people. And then we get to this place of this anger, and we realize that not only do they not love, but maybe we don't love as much as we thought that we did. And now we start to hurt ourselves because we couldn't heal ourselves. We couldn't help heal other people, and they couldn't heal themselves. They turned themselves against us, or they turned against us and saying, you said you were going to help, but you never did, even though we tried to give them everything that we could. And then all of a sudden the truth comes that only God has the power to heal. And only the universe is here to do what it needs to do. And it brings us down, and it brings us to this place of almost hell. And we get into this screaming and this crying and this being mad and making irresponsible choices and just telling everybody how it is, because we're so angry. We know the truth. We know how to love, and we know it all. So then we go into the hell. And then God says, no, why are you there? I taught you better. You knew better. You knew love. You knew truth. You're not going to have the ability to stay there anymore. And if you do, then fine, I will cut you off from source. So we stop losing our visions. We stop healing. We stop all of these other things. And here we are at the low again. Well, now we have the love that we have in our hearts, but we know we don't need to love everyone. We should love everyone, but we don't need to like everyone. And so now going like, we're going to love everyone, and then the whole world's going to be great. We're going to get everybody to love. We change that to say, we just want people to have faith that they can heal on their own. We just want to have faith within ourselves. And once we can restore faith in people that they have that ability to help themselves, then they can start to heal. And when they heal, we heal. And when that comes together, humanity comes together. And when humanity comes together, now we fall even further down, because we start seeing what we've done to the earth. And then we get all discombobbled from there, and we start going backwards. So this is actually more of what spirituality looks like, is the up and the downs, and they're pretty extreme when we're dealing with it, because we're dealing with facing our anger. We have to face our anger to get that out of our system so that we can be happy. We have to change that sadness to a different perspective so we can change that and come to a place of happiness or forgiveness. And yeah, so that is spirituality. But let's talk about some more things. So tell me, Susie, Emily, Abby, what your experience has been, and kind of show the emotional side, or what you've been through during this journey.
Me first, okay. Yeah, well, actually, like, right now, I feel like I'm at a point where I'm just, like, I want to be left alone, and, like, I just want to, like, curl up in the dark and just, like, cry it out, and, like, yeah, I don't know, I'm definitely in, like, going to hell on the little graph here. Yeah, so I don't even know. Like, I have been at a point where I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, or like where I'm at spiritually. Like I have like things coming in, but it's also kind of like distorted and like kind of tough to like decipher the messages that I'm getting and what I'm supposed to do right now. And I'm also just trying to learn how to like have faith and just like letting things flow naturally, and that I'm not going to be stuck in one spot forever. So
two things to hit on that, because that's where actually a lot of people are right now in their spiritual journey. We are as a unified universe as a whole is going through something as a whole. And a lot of the spiritual people are empaths, and that's what has led them to spirituality, is that they have the ability to connect to other people. And in connecting to other people, they feel their pain, they feel their remorse, they feel the fear. Really, they feel their happiness and everything else too. And so a lot of spiritual people right now are really confused, not knowing where to go, because we're so entangled with everybody that we're feeling the entire world. And nobody knows what's happening right now with this whole quarantine and the COVID and military stuff coming out, and various conspiracy theories that are coming out. Lots is coming out. So nobody knows what to believe, what not to believe. How am I supposed to feel? Am I supposed to prepare for doomsday, or am I supposed to just wait it out because in 2 weeks from now everything's going to be fine and we'll go back to our new normal? So a lot of spiritual people right now are actually in that place, feeling lost, feeling angry, feeling like they want to cry, feeling really pissed off at the world for allowing it to get this far. I can't even tell you how many times I've been screaming in the air, being like, is this really the state of consciousness that our people are at right now? Feeling so helpless, like they can't do anything. How did this happen? We're such powerful beings that were made in the image of God. We should be strong. And another thing that I want to mention is the healthiness of knowing I need to let it flow. Perfect for you to say that, because so many people are in the state of I need to let it go. And the reality is you'll never let big things go. When something traumatic or something very ecstatic happens in your life, that is molded in your brain. What is that movie, guys, where they have it's a Disney movie, and they go into the brains of this little girl, and they store these balls, these little thoughts. Inside Out. It's just like Inside Out, that these are memories that we need. And so these little balls called particles are stored within our atoms so that we have that memory. Those are lessons and those are stepping stones. If we were to erase or let go of those memories, we also let go of our character, we let go of our lessons, and we got rid of our perspective. And so when this happens again, we won't be as guarded, and maybe we need to be guarded, or vice versa. Maybe we were guarded and we shouldn't have been guarded. But we do not have the ability to let a lot go. We do need to let it flow, and flow in whatever motion it needs to, because any emotion that you have is deserved. And I want to say that if Susie here lost her mother, if I lost my leg, if Emily loses her cat, and Abby loses the wheel off of her tire, all of us at that moment are in a state of grief. All of us are in a state of confusion. How did this happen? Why did we lose this? What are we going to do without it? And that emotion is the same. We can't say, well, somebody has it worse or somebody has it better, because the truth is sad is sad. Mad is mad. Fear is fear. It doesn't matter the situation that got you there. The emotion is the same. And if you have that emotion in you, you deserve to have that emotion. And face that emotion so that you can let it come out and you can change the perspective of it and let it flow to make you a better person. Emily,
What's the question again that we were doing?
what is your spiritual
path.
journey, or how is that going?
Well, this is definitely accurate, this little thing that she drew up. I feel like in the beginning, everything was, like, really good, and then all of a sudden, like, I just became so mad, and, like, I have, like, a couple days where I'm like, I'm so powerful, and I got this, and I'm gonna do great things, and then all of a sudden it's like, you suck, and you can't do anything, and I'm, like, going through that constantly. I've had people that keep coming into my life that I felt I needed to take care of, but realizing that they just needed to push me to the point that I need to take care of myself. Yeah. And then right now I feel like I've been getting into that spot where I'm realizing a lot more about God and what He is doing through us. And the whole love thing. I think that that'll be another video, but like I'm going through like the whole God spot where I'm realizing like what God's doing for us and like that whole loving back and forth thing. It's confusing. I'm trailing off a little bit, but then it's like, but yeah, I feel like it's just a big teeter totter that I'm constantly going on right now. And there's just this rock over there, and then yeah. I'm totally trailing off. I know what I'm trying to say, but it is a lot to say.
It's a lot.
It's so much.
Yeah.
You're literally like I guess you're just trying to. I'm trying to let myself feel my feelings. Is basically what it is, and it's just so much.
It's a lot.
That's basically okay.
So much.
That the whole rambling that I just did. That is my spirituality.
Yes. Yeah.
It is so
It's
much.
everywhere.
You don't know where to go. It's like, well, there's this that I can talk about, and this that I can talk about, but it's just so much that's how my head is constantly feeling right now. So there's no butterflies up there. It's a volcano erupting.
I kind of want to talk a little bit about Emily's experience when she first learned Reiki. I remember her walking out the door, so we had a class, and I told her, be prepared to be upset while you're going through your process, and she just, what do you mean? She was just sitting there smiling like a perfect little student and looking at the teacher like I'm crazy when I said, no, you're really going to get a point where you're going to get very defensive and very mad when you learn the truth. And she almost skipped out of the door. And, and she calls me, and she's on her way home, and oh my gosh, everything's so much greener and everything, and the birds are out, and the eagles are out, there's signs everywhere. It didn't even take her till that end of the night. She went to some store or stepped outside of a parking lot. I don't remember what it was, but the next call I get is, son of a bitch! Somebody just threw something on the ground. They were polluting the earth. Can you believe that they are hurting nature like that? I wanted to rip their head right off and tell them where to go. And she goes, guess it didn't take me that long to get on the roller coaster. And I'm like, no, it didn't. But when you get connected, you feel connected, and you feel like you're a defender of the universe. And that's why so many spiritual leaders are really smiling to your face, but in the head, we right now are pissed. We're so pissed at the way that this world has been, and we want to help figure out how to get it back there. So that's kind of why we're doing this video. If you are on your spiritual path and you're pissed off at the world right now, but love them like you have never loved them to the point like, but I want to heal them all and I want to drop glitter on them when I punch them in their face. You're exactly where you need to be, guys, in the spiritual place. But know that we should not punch them in the face. We got to approach with love. Never push spirituality on anybody. Your truth is your truth. Put it out there. If they want it, they can have it. But if you're trying to push and say, this is absolute truth, they're not gonna listen to you because it's too much of a push, and we need to have a flow and not a push and not a pull.
Me? Okay. Yeah. trying to come into, I guess, just like becoming okay with my spirituality, because like I think growing up, like it was just really hard for me to feel like I fit in any certain place. Like going to private Catholic school for like 8 years, and seeing stuff in church every now and then, that was kind of funky, and no one else is talking about that kind of stuff. Really kind of makes you kind of, I don't know, like you just don't really have a place. But allowing myself to be okay with my spirituality and seeing the avenues that it's brought me down, and just having that faith that it's all going to be okay. It really is. And it's really up to your own attitude. And you can totally have a choice in how you feel, like, in any given situation. But, with coming into your own spirituality, I think it really, that mirror again, it makes you really face yourself a lot, and what are your limits and how you can break them down, and it can open you up to so much more. Is really, I don't know, I started to just kind of let go and let God, and yeah, that really has changed myself. Yes, just surrendering myself, and like, I don't have to feel a certain way about something, or like what would it be like to stand in somebody else's shoes, or just from a different perspective. Or like I was saying earlier, like, if I was a friend of mine, like, and they would come to me with certain situations, what would I tell them? Or what feels, so
and
there's a lot more to it, but what were you going to say?
If you're holding that spiritual spot too, that's a really good point to bring up with friends, is we need to hold the truth, because a lot of times, especially I see it in women, when women approach other women and say, well, my lover did this, or my mom and dad or so-and-so did this, that it starts into a big bashing and gossiping. And that is not healthy or serving for anybody. So one thing I do in being in spirituality is I ask the person. So if Susie came and she had an issue with somebody else, I would ask the person, where do you stand in that? What does this mean? Are you wanting to progress and move forward with this relationship, or are you wanting to cut ties and go somewhere else? Because based off of that decision, I'm going to help them. So if they say, well, really, I'm just mad and I need to vent, then I'm just going to leave that space for them to vent. If she says, I'm really upset and blah, 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 and they did this, then it's my job, exactly as you said, to look at it from the other person's perspective and to maybe help ease that situation so that we can kind of zipper up or mend that energy. If they say, I want to leave, okay, then what is the best approach to leaving? Where's your place going to be? What are your steps? Are you going to need help moving? Where are you going to go? And so we want to facilitate always where that person is. We don't want to say, leave them, because it's not up to us. If the person still wants to be there, that's still part of their spiritual journey, and it is still lessons that they need to learn. So don't ever, push them or try to say, I'm better than you, because when you say I'm better than you, that's the first indication that you're probably not.
Perfect time to look at that mirror really quick.
Yes.
You need to check your ego.
Yeah.
I have a friend who won't even talk to me about, like, boy stuff or, like, drama anymore, because I'll be like, okay, well, maybe he felt this way, and, like, try to, like, look at it from both perspectives and give her, like, an unbiased, like, advice, and she's like, I just want you to be like, fuck him, and like, agree with me.
And let's talk about friendship. Let's really talk about friendship and family. All of us at the table had experiences from young age as far as of growing up and being a little different, seeing different views or seeing different sides. And a lot of family members or friends will say you're crazy while you're doing this. I will tell you that it was crazier for me to listen to their opinions, because I listened to what they had to say. I turned myself against myself, and I didn't listen. But the second that I decided, you know what, and it actually came to my husband's mother, who had cancer, who was seeing auras and seeing spirits and demons and angels and stuff like that. And my husband was telling me about this, and finally somebody who is like me, that one person gave me enough strength to look into my craziness. And my craziness has got me more further than anything else in the world. And I tell you that the more I embrace my said crazy, the more sane I feel. And the more I feel like this is truth, and I really am thinking that other people are maybe not as normal as they think, because they really believe truly that everybody has these abilities and most kids will see things, and it's because people told them not to. And so that fear drives them into, I'll never see that, that was crazy, and they talk themselves out of it. But when going on your journey, you're going to have set in your head, especially a lot of us were Catholics. We've heard that saying, blood is thicker than water, and so we're going to want to take the side of our family. The actual phrase was, the covenant of the blood is thicker than the water of the womb. And that's very important to know, because you're going to find a new tribe, you're going to find a new family, you're going to find people that are going to accept you, love you, not judge you, all which ways, and they're going to feel like family. And that's going to be a moral dilemma to you, because you're going to feel like, well, dang it, I got to drop the rest of my friends and my family. There's going to start being arguments. There's going to be misconceptions about what you're doing. And unfortunately, you're going to have to choose yourself over them. But you will build another family. There will be another tribe, and there will be people who are willing to talk about this, who are going through that same thing. But a lot of cleaning you out is cleaning those toxic people out in your life that were there, that were hanging on to your energy, that were utilizing you, that were lying to you, that tell you every moment of your truth is a lie. And so when we cleanse ourselves, we also start to cleanse those people out of our lives. So know that it's going to be a whole life change. It's not going to just be I'm going to pray and meditate and everything's going to be okay. It's, I'm going to go through a lot of hell, learn a lot of truth, find out pretty much everything that I thought about life isn't the way that it is. You're going to have to learn how to approach that to people, because you're going to learn that they're going to react. You're going to have to go through your hell. You're going to have to go through your crying. You're going to have to go through literally all of it.
Your darkness, and sit in it for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. And that's just the way it is. That's spirituality, guys, and that's the truth of how you feel and what you look like. We're going to make more videos about love, intent. Goodness gracious, we got a whole list. So stay tuned, guys.